Praise whoever be. Hi, welcome back to What's Up in the Upper School. This week, October 29th, we have a lot of lead stories and feature stories for you, so let's go ahead and jump right on in. Cole, why don't you tell me about the research projects from this past week?
Well, last Friday in the library and Monday night in the Upper School Commons, we had the Research Scholars Program come, and they all presented their research topics, which they had been researching for about 8 months. And we have an exclusive interview from Dr. Cindy Meyer, history teacher here at W.O.W, telling us just about that.
Could you please tell us about a little bit about the Research Scholars Program and its goals?
Sure. These students all put together a research proposal and then worked throughout the spring and summer this last year to finish their research. They actually did everything that they said in the proposal, and then they wrote an article that will be published in a journal, so they'll all be submitting these to journals. They're also doing right now a poster session, which they would do at a conference, and those poster sessions allow people to come up and find out just a little bit about your paper and then decide whether they want to ask more questions.
Then the doctor will go in and order a capsule endoscopy, which is where it's a small little camera and like a Bluetooth connected capsule to like, you guys in labs, those like longer drone things with the screens, they'll wear that as a belt for 24 hours.
That cipher helped build most of the ciphers for the Confederate espionage.
Oh, it's 16. So that's a 1?
I think so.
What does that even mean?
Oh yeah, okay, so that's just like one of the, it's a name of the protein, so it's just like really busy name of the protein that I was investigating, and then, so basically I've been working at UT for the past couple years. So there's 4 indications that they have for obscure juggling because you can't necessarily, it's hidden. You can't really
Obscure,
find it.
right.
So
when you say 4 indications that they have, who's they? What do you mean? Doctors, okay.
And now we have exclusive interviews from Shiva Sentakumar, Riley Talmadge, Rich and Nathan, and Anna Brim-Williams on their research topics.
This summer at the University of Tennessee, I did research on a specific tree species called the black cottonwood tree. So what I did was I selected a specific gene, and I wanted to see if the promoter region, the region in which it regulates if the gene is turned on or off, is going to respond to salt stress. You know,
I studied the migratory and spatial patterns of the rhinocondytypus in all sorts of regions circumglobally across the world, which was super neat. The interesting thing is I used a database called WildBook, which will use photo identification to both track and cite certain residency times and aggregations, which is very
cool. So I studied leptin receptor deficiency in childhood obesity in East Tennessee. And what leptin receptor deficiency is, it's a genetic mutation that is associated and causes childhood obesity. And so basically what happens is this is the leptin receptor, and it sits in your brain. And this is leptin, a hormone that flows through your bloodstream in proportion to your body fat mass. So if you're more obese, you have more levels of leptin. And it binds to the leptin receptor, and this sends a signal to your brain to control your eating levels. And so when there's a genetic mutation in the leptin receptor, which is what I studied, the whole structure of the receptor changes.
All right, could you please explain to us what you researched and what you learned from it?
Yes, I researched different techniques of quantifying fluorescence in mice injected with amyloidosis. I compared 2 techniques, freehand and ellipse, and I discovered that the freehand technique is more accurate. This discovery helps in further amyloidosis research about treatments. I sent this research to UT, and they're currently implementing the freehand technique in their research for amyloidosis.
Speaking of hardworking and dedicated students, I hear we have a production coming up. Tell us about that, Lily Grace.
Sure, Cole. So this year's musical production that W.O.W puts on every fall this year is Mamma Mia. If you remember last year it was Chicago. This year a little bit different of a show. Just like you said, the cast and crew have put in hours and hours and hours into this show already. It's this coming Saturday, Sunday, and Monday at 7:30. Doors will open at 7, and it's free admission, so bring your family and friends. Now we have an exclusive peek at this year's musical and the behind the scenes, along with 2 interviews from the drama mama, they call her, Lily Schweitzer, and the director, Patrick McRae. Let's go to those interviews now.
I'd like to know, how has the production been going so far in Mamma Mia?
It's been going incredibly energetically. The people who are involved are working extremely hard. This is the first musical for a lot of them, but they are putting a level of putting a lot of dedication and effort in, and I'm really proud of them.
I am so excited about how fun all the performances are and how much energy we put into the show. And I'm just really excited to see how it comes out.
I'm here at a lunch rehearsal of this year's production of Mamma Mia. Right now the performers are practicing and getting ready for their very busy week and this coming weekend, November 3rd through the 5th, where they will be performing every night, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday at 7:30. Remember, admission's free. The doors. Why don't you go ahead and tell me what happened this past week in the cafeteria?
Well, the Rotary Club, sponsoring the Interact Club, were able to paint Pinkies purple for polio. And we have some footage from that booth painting students.
Hi, I'm here with the Interact Club, sponsored by Rotary, with some students that set up a booth to raise polio awareness. Guys, I know you guys are a part of this year's Interact Club. What's been your favorite part about being a part of the club so far?
I like how we get to be involved in the community of Knoxville and around in just Tennessee, and like recently we went to go give flu shots to people who maybe don't have enough money to buy flu shots and stuff, so we just kind of did that, and that was really great.
I think being able to have to gain knowledge about things that are happening around the world and in our community, just like the variety, is a great thing to have as a part of our school. So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and like getting to work all together on one project is so much fun, especially like with people who are like in different grades, and like we don't really get to talk to each other, but like we do in this one club.
So this booth wasn't just set up to raise awareness, but the students also get to have a little fun with it. So students had the opportunity to paint their pink. Students here at Webb get the opportunity to immerse themselves in culture all around the world. So we have upcoming trips to India, the Dominican Republic, and Salamanca, Spain. I mean, Cole, just look at that. Our students get to travel to that. It's beautiful. We now have an interview with Candace Bowen, a new teacher here at Webb, who will be leading students. Applications for this trip were due last Friday, so hopefully coming up on What's Up in the Upper School, we'll have a little one-on-one with some of those students traveling there this summer. But for right now, let's go talk with Miss Bowen about what she's excited about for this trip.
I think the most exciting thing is that you get to stay with a local host family the 2 weeks while you're there. And also the university in Salamanca is the third oldest university in the world behind Oxford and Cambridge. And so you get to see a lot of history and culture, and you get to live like a local for 2 weeks.
Pretty exciting. Students, remember, if you are interested, applications are due November 1st.
Community service, being essential to Webb school life, is a key tenet here. What do you have to say about that, Lily?
So Cole, yes, community service students K through 12 have to fill out community service forms every single year and turn them in by the end of the year. So a cool opportunity this past Saturday, students had the opportunity to sign up to help the airport with an emergency drill. Students arrived at 6 a.m., got their makeup on to look like what might happen if a plane actually did crash here in Knoxville. Did the drill for about 3 hours. Firefighters came in, emergency teams came in to help with this drill. Awesome experience. The students got to help out locally. Every airport nationally has to do it, so it was a great way to get some service hours and just help out in the community.
The airport plane crashed at exactly 5:32 this morning. What happened?
There was a lot of turbulence, and I felt the plane shaking, and then it was just like slammed on the ground, and it just like there was fire and the seat in front of me, and I'm just like,
gosh, you even ruined your web sweatshirt. You're gonna have to go to the bookstore and hit up Mr. Spencer. What about you? What happened to you? You don't remember?
And then something went through my leg.
Oh my gosh.
But then I woke up on the floor of the runway.
Of the runway. Well, girls, I hope you get transported to immediate care.
And that was community service, and now with several sports events coming up this week, here's the weather broadcast. So today we've got a high of 72, low of 63, with a 20% chance of rain later in the day probably. Then Thursday we've got a high of 65 and a low of 47, with a 60% chance of rain, could be stronger than usual. Then going on, we have Friday, the day of the football game. So we've got a high of 55 and a low of 41 with a 30% chance of rain, and if it does, it will be light, so expect the game. Then continuing on to Saturday, that'll be 56 high and 40 low with a 20% chance of rain, partly cloudy. Now, that's when the cross-country meet is, so bring a coat. It will be in Nashville, so different numbers, but will definitely be chilly. Then continuing on to Sunday, 63 high, 45 low with a 0% chance of rain, so you can wear just a coat. Don't expect rain.
Thank you so much, Cole, for giving us our Spartan weather for this week. I know lots of fans will be traveling to both that home football game and that meet on Saturday. Cole, why don't you go ahead and tell us about that Saturday cross-country meet?
Well, Saturday at Percy Warner Park, the regional champs will be going for state, including Nikki Nariani, who we have a great interview from.
Here with regional champ Nikki Nariani here with her TSSAA sweatshirt, and we just want to ask you, how has the season gone for you, and how do you plan to go forward to state?
It's gone really great. Everybody's been doing amazing on just the team in general. We walked away with a regional champion as a girls team and regional championship and KIL championship as a girls team. And so we're going to be going for the 7-peat this year at state. So that's probably the biggest goal for state in general. So yeah.
Speaking of Spartan athletics, I believe we have more than just cross country.
Yes, Cole, we do. The Spartan home football team will be hosting their very first playoff game this coming Friday against Chattanooga Christian. Cole, what were the results from that previous game?
I believe it was 35-7.
35-7, so the Spartans should have a smooth game. Remember to bring a jacket and a blanket because it might get a little bit chilly. But now let's go to a quick interview with Kevin Catlett, Trey Reidner, and Caden Arms about their thoughts for this playoff game. Mr. Catlett, we do have a home playoff game this week. What's the motivation for the Spartans as they head into this game?
Just to continue to get better. We've been playing a whole lot better, and so just to get better and improve and try to get as far into the playoffs as we can.
Well, hopefully the Spartans will make it far into the playoffs. We wish them good football players, Caden and Trey. Caden and Trey, what would it mean for the Spartans to win this coming home playoff football game?
It'd be really good. We could go and going forward. We play BGA, then we'd most likely go to Notre Dame next week. It gives us a good road to state. It'd be really huge for us, especially since we just played them last week.
And what about you, Trey?
It mean a lot to us. We've had a rough start, and I think we can make a run for it in the playoffs, and hopefully beat Notre Dame after 2 hard weeks, and we can potentially make a run for state.
Well, now we have some Spartan fans over here. They're about to get a little crazy for us.
Let's go Webb!
Yeah! Good team! Remember that home football game this coming Friday. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. The Spartan Tunnel will form on the flagpole side of the field by 6:45. So Spartan fans, come on out and support your home football team. That's it for this week's with What's Up in the Upper School. But first, we do have a quick joke. Cole, why shouldn't you write with a broken pencil?
I don't know. Why shouldn't you write with a broken pencil, Lily Grace?
Because it's pointless. That's it for this week with What's Up in the Upper School.
Yeah, that's what I was talking.
You were studying how many sharks you studied?
Yes, so WildBook is this awesome database in which it generates the photo identification and it'll track the whale sharks.
And when you look at the pictures here, you can see that the freehand technique is when you just trace around the tumor, and then the ellipse
has not been heavily studied in this plant because promoters are essentially, I like to think of them as like a light switch. Because if you turn them on, a light bulb turns on and the gene turns on. So promoters are great.
Ready to go,